All right, let's talk about a different path to financial independence, one that doesn't involve flashy cars or loud declarations of success. It's a lot quieter, more resilient, and ultimately way more powerful. We're talking about becoming a silent architect of wealth.
So let's just jump right in. I really want you to think about this question for a second. We are constantly surrounded by images of what wealth is supposed to look like, right? The luxury brands, the crazy vacations. But what if that's not wealth at all? What if it's just a performance, a really fragile illusion? And this right here lays out the core conflict perfectly. On one side, you have the looks rich trap. Yeah, there's a high income, but it gets eaten up by high spending, and it's usually propped up by a ton of debt. It's basically a hamster wheel. But on the other side, that's what it means to actually be rich. The focus totally shifts from income to net worth, what you own minus what you owe. And that's built on controlled spending and keeping debt low. Okay, so if looking rich is a trap, how do you get out of it? Well, that brings us to the solution. It's all about understanding and really embracing this idea of being the silent architect. This is the key idea for this whole thing. A silent architect prioritizes substance over style. They are the ones working diligently behind the scenes, not for applause, not for social media likes, but to build a financial fortress, a high net worth that gives them real security and real options. So you see, the whole point of the game changes. It's no longer about impressing other people. The real game is about achieving a state of genuine financial security that gives you something way more valuable than status. It gives you freedom. Okay, so how do we actually build this? It all starts with the blueprint. And pillar number 1 is the foundation of it all, the mindset. Yep, before a single dollar ever gets invested, the real work happens right between your ears. I love this quote for its powerful simplicity. Just let that sink in for a second. True wealth isn't the paycheck that hits your bank account. It's the part of that paycheck you manage to keep. It's the money that sticks around to work for you long after the excitement of some new purchase is gone. This mindset really boils down to 3 practical shifts. First, you have to actively choose your future freedom over some status symbol today. Second, you gotta master delayed gratification, which is basically the superpower of saying not now to a small want so you can achieve a much bigger goal later. And third, and this is probably the hardest one, you have to develop a real immunity to all that social pressure to spend and keep up. So once you have the right mindset locked in, we can move to the next part of the blueprint. That's pillar 2, the strategy. This is where we get into the nuts and bolts, the mechanics that turn your savings into actual wealth. And you know what? The strategy itself is refreshingly simple, but it is so effective. Step 1, automate your investing. Pay yourself first always. Make it completely non-negotiable. Step 2, be relentless about minimizing fees and taxes. Those are the silent killers of your growth. And step 3, you just step back and let the most powerful force in finance do all the heavy lifting for you. And that force is, of course, compound interest. Forget all the complicated jargon. All it really means is that your investments earn a return, and then those returns start earning their own returns. It's this incredible feedback loop of growth that over time just becomes an unstoppable force. And this chart, wow. This shows you exactly why time is your greatest ally in this game. I mean, look at the growth after 10 years. It's good, but now look at the 30-year bar. It's not just 3 times bigger, it's exponentially larger. This is the magic of compounding right there. It proves that the most important factor isn't picking the perfect stock. It's your patience and your consistency. So we've got the mindset and the strategy down. Let's move on to our third and final pillar of the blueprint, the lifestyle. This is where we see how all this stuff actually shows up in your day-to-day decisions.
This is where the rubber meets the road. It's all about 3 core habits. First, consistently living below your means to create that extra cash to invest. Second, proactively fighting lifestyle creep, which we'll get to in a sec. And third, making every spending choice a deliberate one that actually lines up with your bigger goals. This is such a crucial trap that so many people fall into. You get a raise and your spending just immediately expands to meet it, wiping out any potential gain. The silent architect does the opposite. When their income grows, they see it as a chance to accelerate their wealth building, not just upgrade their consumption. Their financial discipline grows right along with their paycheck. So you've adopted the mindset, you've implemented the strategy, and you've built the lifestyle.
You've become the silent architect. So what's the real endgame here? Well, that brings us to our conclusion, the quiet reward. And the ultimate prize for all this discipline, it's something really profound. The true rewards, they aren't material things. It's the peace of mind of knowing you have a safety net. It's the autonomy to walk away from a job you hate or to take a risk on a new project. And ultimately, it's the control to design and live life completely on your own terms, not the terms dictated by a paycheck or a pile of bills. And really, this is the entire philosophy boiled down into a single sentence. The pile of assets isn't the point. The assets are just the tool. The real goal, the true prize at the end of this journey, isn't to be rich. It's to be